What's up my peeps and welcome to a brand new episode of Supercard. Now before I start things here, I'd like to ask you guys a quick question in the comment section. How many of you guys actually got the limited edition Taker card? Whether that's through pulling him in the game or getting him through the QR codes that they posted up on Twitter. Which, by the way, you had to be really quick with those, like extremely quick. Quicker than the WrestleMania one that they posted up. So, just let me know in the comment section. I'd like to get an idea of how many of these limited edition Taker cards are going around in the game. Anyways, Road to Glory, Mankind, currently in that Road to Glory. Wasted a ton of hours, maybe not wasted, but spent a ton of hours not playing it. So I'm pretty behind, but I'm gonna catch up and get that Ultimate Pro Mankind card, because who knows when that new tier drops, and chances are when it drops, the first event is gonna be a ring domination. And I don't want to find myself in a situation where it's the whole Goldberg ring domination all over again, where I'm just, like, not at the tier. But chances are, even without the Mankind card, I will be in the new tier in ring domination. But just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and get this card. And also, he helps me out in Road to Glory, of course. So even when the new tier drops, he's gonna help me out in my Road to Glory deck, because I've still got some single ultimates in there, which trying to, replace those with Ultimate Pros and Elite Pros. Speaking of Elite Pros, AJ Styles is the Elite card in this Road to Glory, so that's another Elite Pro right there, and that makes it so that every single one of my pack openings in Season 3 has become a Pro now. My first pack opening, AJ Styles. Second, Bo Dallas, which by the way, I got a third Bo Dallas card, so that kind of sucks. And then also got Luke Harper, which by the way, got a third Luke Harper, which that also kind of sucks. You guys saw that. And then, of course, Jack Swagger. Oh no, wait a minute. Luke Harper was not a pack opening. Luke Harper was an event card, or a card in an event. So I take that back, but Jack Swagger was a pack opening, and I also ended up proing that. So yeah, keep on just, while you can, while it's easy, when there's no wall, keep getting those event cards. Because you want to be prepared for that new tier, because then there's going to be a wall, and you want to be prepared for that, or go as far as you can before reaching that wall. And speaking of walls, I thought I'd take this time to, while we're playing Road to Glory and talking about Road to Glory, give you guys a quick tip here. This isn't a full episode of Supercard tips, but really quick, guys. When it comes to reaching the wall, I feel like a lot of you go ahead and give up way too quick. Like you lose one +5 match, or let's say you're down to the +3 matches, right? You lose one of them, and then you're like, alright, wall reach, and then you move down to the +1s. And the +1s freaking suck. I hate moving down, and I refuse to move down. Basically, well, eventually you have to move down, but you can go much further than a lot of you think. So many people stop early. They lose one match and that's it. Guys, if you lose one +3 match, just try again. You can back out, try again, play another one. Even if you lose that one, go ahead, try again. I'm telling you, you're gonna win one. Like if it's your first loss, that doesn't mean the wall has been reached. I've gone so far with +6 matches or +5 matches when other people would have quit, because they lost one, maybe even 2 matches. I go ahead and try like 10 times or whatever. I refuse. I will go as far as I can with those +5s or +6s. Or +3 actually if you don't use title matches. Basically, if you're about to lose, before you lose, freaking back out, try again. Go ahead, play another match. You're about to lose again, freaking back out, try again. I'm telling you, if it was just your first loss and we were about to move over to +1s or whatever, just try again, one more time or a couple more times, and I'm telling you, you're gonna win one, or you're gonna win a couple more. It's also a matter of who you get matched up against. Not everybody is equal, even though there's a ton of people on that +3 list or a ton of players on that +5 list. Some decks are going to be easier than others. Sometimes you're going to get lucky, sometimes the CPU, I guess, is going to get lucky. And this applies to Team Road to Glory too. We got the first Team Road to Glory Ultimate card while we were in the Ultimate tier. We weren't Ultimate Plus or Plus. And yeah, the matches started getting hard, and we were about to lose a couple matches, but what you do is you just try again. You try and look for teams that you can actually beat, and then when you beat a team, if this is Team Road to Glory, you just go ahead and tell your teammates, hey, I beat this team, so they're beatable. You tell them that in the chat, so then if they find them, they know that they can beat them, because one of their teammates beat them. And I see a lot of teams, that are at the same tier we are, or even more than that, and they're like, oh, we reached the wall. I'm like, no, you just keep on trying. You can still win the plus 10 matches. You don't need to move down to plus 1. Yeah, you'll need to, try a couple of times, actually maybe a lot of times, but going down to those plus 1s, it takes a lot of time, and because it's gonna take a long time grinding with the plus 1s, it just kind of demotivates you, because it's like, oh, this is gonna be a long-ass road, can we even do it on plus 1s? While when you move up by, a big margin like a plus 5 or a plus 10 if you're using title matches, it's just a lot easier to continue, at least in my opinion. So, my tip to you guys, the Supercard tip of the day, just because I like saying that, is keep on trying. Like, don't move to the plus 1s right after losing your first match. Just keep on trying. If you're about to lose, bam, back out, try again, try another match, and then if you're about to lose again, repeat the process. Now, if you're about to lose like 20 times in a row and you have to back out that many times, then okay, you've got to move down to plus 1s. At some point, if your deck just isn't strong enough, you will have to move on to the plus 1s. But the bottom line is, you can go much further than most people think. If my team got this card while not reaching the wall, and we're at a lower tier than you, that means you can do it too. So, and like I said, it applies to Team Road to Glory and also normal Road to Glory. Now, moving on a bit from Supercard, I'd like to talk about what happened on Monday. And that's Seth Rollins getting injured once again, or injuring his knee, the same knee that he injured in the first place, once again on Raw, during the Samoa Joe attack. When Samoa Joe went for the Coquina Clutch, Seth Rollins landed awkwardly on his knee, and now it's messed up again. He's injured. And I was thinking about posting up a video about it on Tuesday, but my sleep schedule's been so messed up that I woke up on that day like a couple of hours after the announcement. So by the time I woke up and I was going to post the video or whatever, I was like, you know what, there's no point. It's not going to be news anymore because you guys, the majority of you would have already probably heard about it already. But anyways, the good news is that the injury definitely isn't as bad as the initial injury, the first one, because from what I'm hearing, he's going to be out for around 8 weeks. And we all know at WrestleMania was going to be Seth versus Triple H. And with those 8 weeks, it's going to be really tight timing. Like, he might not make it to WrestleMania, and he might make it to WrestleMania. See, here's the thing. When they usually give out, like, a date or how many months a superstar is going to be out for after an injury, usually they kind of over-exaggerate it so the superstar, he returns earlier than that. It's kind of like a surprise. But I'm not sure if this is the case here. Who knows? But the thing is, it's going to be, even if he does make it to WrestleMania, and if he can compete at WrestleMania, it's going to be a weird situation because there's no pay-per-view in between. He won't be able to make it for Fastlane. And with Triple H bringing in Samoa Joe to be his enforcer, you've got to imagine that at Fastlane, it was probably going to be Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe. It's kind of like not the final boss, but, the guy that you face prior to the final boss. The final boss would be Triple H at WrestleMania, and then Seth would have to go through Samoa Joe first. But now, it's kind of like an awkward situation, because he's, storyline-wise, he wants payback on Samoa Joe and Triple H. Triple H freaking screwed him out of the Universal Championship. He brought out Samoa Joe to attack him, to do his dirty work for him, and Samoa Joe, storyline-wise, injured him, and he did it on purpose. So, it's like, he goes to WrestleMania and he faces off against Triple H, and then he faces off against Samoa Joe, or will he face off against Samoa Joe now? Chances are, if he does make it to WrestleMania, it's going to be Seth versus Triple H, because I imagine Triple H, is gotta be on the card. It'd be weird for Triple H to face off against somebody else when Seth Rollins is competing on the card. So it's a whole messed up situation, hoping for Rollins to make a speedy recovery here, and hopefully this doesn't mess with his mind where he's constantly worried about that knee, constantly, thinking, is this going to give out again? Because I could see somebody re-injuring something, constantly being paranoid about it, giving out again. But going back to Supercard, and this Mankind card possibly being, I'm not saying for sure, but maybe being the last event card, I was thinking about what the first event card was going to be for the brand new tier. For the Ultimate tier, we got the debut of Goldberg, What sucks is, most of us didn't get that card because we weren't in the Ultimate Tier for rank domination, but he made his first appearance in the Supercard for the Ultimate Tier. So, for the brand new tier, why not debut a new superstar? A superstar that hasn't been in Supercard before, and of course, with the Hall of Fame announcement of Kurt Angle, I'm sure everybody was thinking about it, or everybody that plays Supercard was thinking about it. Why not a Kurt Angle card? So, I went ahead to Shandy. Been a while since I've showed you guys a custom card from him. I'll show you guys custom cards from him on Twitter. I retweet them. But for those of you on YouTube, so I went ahead and told him, hey, could you create me a custom Kurt Angle card for a new tier? And he went ahead and did just that. Check this out, a custom Grand Kurt Angle card. Now, no, the Grand tier is not the new tier. Who knows what the new tier is going to be called? These are concepts. These are, custom cards. And this guy really creates some great custom cards. So once again, if you guys want to see his other creations, go ahead and follow him on Twitter. The link will be in the description box. He's made some great looking cards. If you check out my Season 3 wishlist series, all the designs, all the custom cards that I've shown there were all made by him. So really talented dude. And man, if they do have a Kurt Angle card as one of the event cards in the future, which I'm sure they will at some point, even if it's not the first card, I'm going for it, even with a broken freaking neck, as I said on Twitter, and as Kurt Angle, of course, says. Or maybe not, because I don't know if I'd be in the mood to play some Supercard with a broken freaking neck. But then again, with a broken freaking neck, you don't have much to do, so maybe. Anyways, before I close this video out, would just like to give my quick thoughts on the Rumble since I didn't post a review. Now, as far as the Rumble match is concerned, I didn't think it was a great Rumble match. I think it was good, but not great. There was definitely some, negatives about it. I mean, first off, in terms of returns and surprises, I'd say this was like the worst Rumble in terms of those. There weren't that many great returns or surprises. Samoa Joe wasn't there. Now, of course, they saved Samoa Joe for the following Raw, but we didn't have Kurt returning, Wade Barrett returning, even, past legends or anything like that. So it was a really weak Rumble in terms of returns and surprises. And then also, throughout the entire match, you had a lot of points where people just weren't trying to eliminate others, or maybe not that, but people weren't getting eliminated. They were saving those eliminations for the bigger stars, the main eventers, the Goldbergs, the Undertakers, and all of that. So oftentimes in the match, there'd be like a long period of time where people just weren't getting eliminated, and it was like, okay, so they're saving those guys so that when the Undertaker, Goldberg, or Brock Lesnar, comes out, they get to eliminate a bunch of people. And then as far as Roman Reigns at number 30, I thought that sucked. I was really disappointed that was Reigns. But I had this feeling, like prior to the actual pay-per-view, during the Rumble match, for some reason, I didn't think Roman Reigns was going to appear. But prior to the pay-per-view, I was like, yo, what if they have actually Roman win the Rumble? Or they have Roman Reigns, participate in the Rumble match? I actually thought that was a possibility. And of course, it ended up happening. But as far as the winner goes, I'm glad Randy won. And I actually like the fact that Randy and Bray didn't turn on each other during the match, because that's like one of the dumbest things. Because in real life, why wouldn't you, team up with the guy and help each other out till the very end? Why try and eliminate each other by surprise during the middle of it? That's just dumb. Just help each other. It just doesn't make any sense to me, so I'm glad in this case, Randy was smart enough to, hey, let me not turn on Bray right now. Let's wait till later. Let's, help each other out right now. So I'm cool with Randy winning for two reasons. Number one, it wasn't an expected win like the past Rumbles. The past Rumbles, usually it's one of the bigger stars that are featured and talked about when they talk about the Rumble match. This year was Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker. But Randy was kind of like in the background. He didn't talk about winning the Rumble, but he ended up winning it. So I know that was a surprise to a lot of people. And then on top of that, number two is this probably means Bray Wyatt's going to win the Elimination Chamber match and become the WWE Champion. Who would have thought prior to the brand split that at this time Bray Wyatt would be the champion? With the way Bray was losing a ton of matches, I don't think anybody thought he'd be champion by this time, or 2 weeks from now or whatever. So, I'm cool with that. Now, as far as how Randy and Bray is going to be, if that's going to be a good match or not, because I think the first match they had, what was the pay-per-view, No Mercy or something like that? I didn't think that was a great match. We'll worry about that later, but the cool part is Bray winning the title. And as far as the rest of the show, I thought the two main events, Roman versus Kevin Owens and Cena versus AJ Styles, two great main events, with the match of the night being Cena versus AJ. But the biggest surprise out of those three matches to me was Roman versus Kevin Owens. That really was a great match. That surpassed my expectations, and I'm cool with the club also winning the tag team titles. Kind of funny how they finally win the tag team titles when AJ loses his title. Also, quick little updates, I did not get the Taker card, but during the time they were giving away the Taker card, I did pull an Ultimate Dolph Ziggler, which is a pro, and you guys might have seen him during this Road to Glory, so that was a great pull. And speaking of pulls, during this Road to Glory, while I was on the Mankind card, I pulled an Ultimate Sasha Banks card, so that's another great Ultimate pull. And also, if you're looking for an elite team, we're currently rebuilding Team Deagle Gift. Originally, Team Deagle Gift was built to help people get SummerSlam cards, because at the time, SummerSlam cards were the best cards in the game. But obviously, right now, they aren't. People want elite cards and ultimate cards. Those are going to help you out the most. So that's why we're rebuilding it to fit that. Currently, the team should be around Elite Plus to Elite Plus Plus. If you guys are looking for an elite team to join before Team Ring Domination tomorrow, you can send a request if you're Elite Plus and above. We probably won't be accepting lower tier players at the moment until the team maybe reaches like High Ultimate or Ultimate Plus. If you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, you can click the like button. And actually, if you guys get this over 300 likes, I'll go ahead and make a video that I've been wanting to make since like Season 2, and that's going over some of the worst Supercard players that I've encountered. Not in terms of skill, but in terms of things that they've done or said. And with that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.